Hey everyone, good afternoon. Good afternoon. It is Tuesday here on the East Coast. I am so excited about our show today. We are coming live from India, which happens to be one of the places that is on my bucket list. We have a great guest, but of course, always, I have a great guest. So I'm not in the Philadelphia area today. Today, I am down at the shore. My husband's birthday was yesterday. So thank you to all of those who wished him a happy birthday. It was very low key. He didn't want to do a whole lot, but what we did do, we had a great time. So we have a wonderful show that's coming up. Last week, I should say, was crazy. There was a lot of things going on, a lot of events. So I hope that you guys had the opportunity to take advantage of some of the events that were being offered, especially during Med Week. There were a lot of tips and tools and information to help you build your business as a small business owner. And the best part about it was free. So hopefully you had the opportunity to take advantage. So we're going to get right into our show. We have a wonderful guest, like I said. Everyone, please help me welcome Payal Nanjiani.
Hey, thank you so much, Felicia.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I just want to remind everybody, if you would like to have comments or talk or ask questions of me or Pyle, please go to either our Unapologetically Me page on Facebook, or you can ask questions from our YouTube channel. So I want to get started. First of all, welcome, Payal. I want to ask you, hello, Diane. Diane is one of our favorite and faithful guests that come on always to see who we're talking to, what we're talking about, and everything like that. So, Pyle, and again, welcome, welcome, welcome. So, I just want to tell everybody a little bit about you because I did not introduce you properly. So, you are a global acclaimed leadership expert and speaker, a top executive coach. You have trained, I'm going to say, thousands of, if not millions, of corporations and people on their businesses and different things like that. So tell us a little bit about you and your organization.
Thank you so much, Felicia. It's such an honor to be here on your show. Thanks for inviting me, and a little bit about me and my work. So yeah, like you introduced, my name is Payal Nanjiani. I speak at, I help people become world-class leaders and perform like world-class leaders. And years back in the year of 2000, I had moved to the US, and I had left a very thriving career back in India. And so life was going on well. I joined corporate America. Things were going well. I was living that so-called American dream, and things, I just wasn't feeling fulfilled from within.
Mm-hmm.
All the time there was a question that was disturbing me. When I was coming to the US, everyone was telling me, they said, you know what, you're going to a land of opportunities. You're going to a land where people are very successful. And what I saw in the workforce was that this huge gap existed between the successful leaders, the successful people, and the so-called average people who were doing everything. They were working tirelessly, they were doing what they had to do, but at the same time they were really not getting there. Things were not moving the way they should. And that one question was always, in my mind. It was causing all that curiosity, that disturbance, whatever you name it. And I was constantly asking myself, how does this gap reduce? How do we reduce this gap? Come on, we are in a country full of opportunities. We are in a country that is, having so much of resources. In fact, America itself spends around $3.6 billion on
Wow.
trainings, on self-help books, on motivational tapes, just name it, and it's there. And I said, yet people are yet people are struggling, yet people are giving up on their dreams. Yet we are in the workforce and we feel, hey, you know what, I joined, I did all the work, and then soon we are out of the corporate world. And we look back and we say, oh, my business didn't thrive, or my work did not go the way I had to. So that led to the onset of it. It formed the springboard for my company's success within leadership. The entire program is based on that. And thereon, that entire, we did a lot of research. My team still does a lot of research on human behavior, on how things work, in a leader's mind. What does it take to get there? And that's how the company started to develop.
Mm-hmm.
And we are committed to developing leaders who can innovate, influence, and inspire with speed and serenity in any economy, so that the people thrive, the organization thrives, and the country thrives.
Wow, wow, that's amazing. First of all, I just want I think I told you before we started, you are our second international guest.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Our first one was a young woman from the UK, and now we're coming live from India. Modern
Yeah.
technology, you have to love it, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, Paya, I always ask my guest, how did we meet?
Oh, that's such an interesting story, Felicia. Let's give the credit to to LinkedIn also. And I read about you in one of the magazines where you were featured.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know the name of the.
Was it
It was
Brains? I think it
Brain.
was Brains.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. That's where I read about you, and I said, okay, the work that you are doing, especially for the women to come up and to really thrive in their work. I thought that was amazing. And I know then I reached out to you from LinkedIn. We connected. I had you on my podcast, and
Yes.
and now I am here. So I think that's a wonderful relationship that it all started with.
Yes, yes. And it was so funny because you reached out to me and you gave me so many beautiful compliments. You were like, Felicia, I love what
Wow.
you're doing, the work that you're doing, you know. And it's funny because they tried to get you, they wanted to interview you, and your schedule, there was a conflict, so you weren't able to. So I'm
Yeah.
honored that you were here today to talk, amongst my audience and, some of your audience. But I mean, you're doing some amazing things in the world. I looked at your website, which I will be sharing with everyone later. But you're doing some amazing things. And one of the things that I love is that you also are very women focused in this world of business. And being, especially us being women of color, we have to put our mark in the world and let people know that we are more than what they see on the
Mhm.
surface.
Mhm.
So,
Absolutely.
yes, so I love that. So, you were talking about success is within, and I see you have the book behind you. Tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about your book and basically things that it touch on as far as leadership.
Oh, my. So I write books with one aim, Felicia, which is I cannot reach to everyone, right? So,
Mhm.
years back, I remember, these executives, and they would always tell me, they said, why don't you put all your learnings into the book? Why don't you put these techniques and practices in the books that you teach to the people around? And I was always dealing it. I said, yeah, yeah, I will. And one day, it so happened I was traveling to France to deliver a workshop at a corporate. And at the airport, and this happened at the US airport, at the airport, I met someone who came up to me and said, just took my name. He said, are you Payal Nanjiani? And I said, yes. Do we know each other? I thought maybe he attended my session or something. He said, no, I follow you on Instagram, and I keep learning from the work that you put up there. I really wish I could learn from you.
Mm.
And he said, it's not in my capacity to afford the coaching that the pricing that you charge.
Mhm.
And he complimented my work, and that's where the dialogue ended. I thanked him, the dialogue ended. But on that flight to France, I so remember that constantly I was thinking that if there is this one person who reached out to me at the airport saying that he's following the work on Instagram, saying that he's taking all that and using it in his work, but he's not able to afford the coaching, one-on-one. That made me realize that there have been quite a few number of people who had contacted, I've always, wanted to do the sessions, were not able to afford it.
Hmm.
But at the same time, they are also here to become successful in their lives, Felicia. They are
Yes.
also here to thrive.
Hmm.
And then I realized, I said, why don't I put these theories, these laws, these mantras, these rituals that are practiced by some of the most successful people in the world, and I put it in the book form where people can read it, embrace it, imbibe it, practice it, and see the change in their results also. Because I cannot reach everyone, everyone could not reach me. And I said, books are the best way. So, two books are out, third one is on its way, Felicia. So,
Hmm.
that should be hopefully out next year. And I'll be happy to be on the show again with you. Your show is great. So, I love this
Thank you.
conversation. So that's where the book writing started. The entire journey started, and
Mhm.
uh, all the books that I write are written to share the leadership rituals and practices. Because see, if you want to be successful in the world, you have to know how to be a world class leader. That's
Yes.
important, and
Yes.
only after that can you actually for example, business owners, I always say a business never dies. It's we as leaders who die from within, so the business dies.
Right.
Business never slows down. It's we as a leader who slow down from within, and we see its impact in the business. So all these books tell you exactly how you can shape yourself so that your results can be achieved.
You know what? That's awesome. I love everything you just said. And the reason why, like you say, being a leader should always want to learn, want to
Yes,
improve, because in order for you to lead other people, you have to know what you're weak at, what you're strong at. There is no perfect leader. I remember having a conversation with my husband. I like to read, and I like to read a lot of self-help books. And I remember him saying to me, why don't you read something that's a little more, comforting? And you read enough self-help books. And I told him, I said, no, you can never stop learning. You can never stop growing. You can never stop, we will never be perfect because we're human beings.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
but we should always be looking to better ourselves. I always tell women that there is no competition here. My competition is myself. You know,
yes,
what can I do better?
true,
And I'm
true.
sure that you can relate to that.
Absolutely. And I'm just going to add in something here, Felicia, since you took out the topic one of women of color, and the second statement that you made was for the books. I became one of the first ones during that time to be a woman of color, okay,
Hmm.
to be a woman of color who speaks, especially from India. Okay, I would not say just a woman of color, but one of the very few or the first women to be from Indian descent to be speaking and writing books on leadership
Yes,
in a
yes.
white male dominated country.
Yes, and I want to congratulate you about that. I saw that on your website. But wasn't you just recognized? Well, you're recognized for so many awards and achievements and different things like that. And that's another reason why I'm honored to have you on my show. But you were just recognized, I think, from Dubai. I think I saw,
Mhm.
was that recently?
From the Times Group, not in Dubai, but general from the Times Group. It was an award from the Times Group for the leadership work that I do.
Yes, yes. And I think we were talking last and I was telling you about my possible international podcast. And you were like, "Well, Felicia, let me come on your show first
Yes.
and then we'll talk about the podcast." Well, I am excited to announce to you that my international podcast will be starting next month.
Oh, wow, that's great. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank
It's
you.
going to
And
be so helpful to so many women around, Felicia, really.
yes, yes. And it's going to be in 160 countries, and India is one of them. So I cannot wait.
Wow, wow.
Yes.
That's really great. You must be
Yes,
excited for that.
I'm very excited. And I did tell you that I want you to be one of my guests
Yes,
on the podcast.
absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely. And I really see the hard work and the passion with which you do all of this.
yes, yes. It's so important to uplift women, to inspire women. We deal with so many things on a day to day basis. We're wives, we're mothers, we're
Uh-huh.
daughters, and it goes on and on and on. We're the homemakers, decision makers and everything like that. So there's always a lot going on in our life.
Yes.
So when I hear a woman say to me, how do you do it all? How can you, you run your business, well, two businesses, and then have a family and then have a normal life and set boundaries and different things like that. And I said, you know what? In the beginning, when I started, Thea, I didn't set boundaries. I would let people call me in the evening, on the weekends, and different things like that. But I learned as a young person in this business world of running a women's organization, because by no means this is my first business. This is not even my fifth, sixth, seventh business. But that you do have to make the boundaries and that you do have to take time for yourself. So how do you
Yes.
feel about that?
Oh, absolutely, Felicia. You have to set your boundaries because otherwise, everyone wants a piece of you. Everybody wants your time. Everyone wants you on their agenda. And if you do not know, if you do not show your boundaries, and the reason I say is to show your boundaries is because if you're not vocal about it, if you're not acting upon it, if you're not conscious upon it, then people are going to enter into your zone. Okay, so you have to have a no trespassing.
Yes.
Okay, so if you don't have a no trespassing, everyone is going to want something out of you, and women by nature want to give it off. We
Right.
feel everyone is important except us. So setting boundaries was something even I have consciously had. In fact, the 2 hours in the morning of my life are non-negotiable. It's only for myself. So, and I don't mean that everyone should have 2 hours or 3 hours. What I mean to say is there has to be something that is non negotiable in your life. Otherwise, it's not possible to grow your work or to grow yourself in different directions.
You know what? And I'm glad that you said that, because that's something I had to learn. Because my company is only a little over 3 years. And in the beginning, the first year, of course, everything was free and everybody had access to me. Now it's not like that. And like you said, with the more opportunities come more responsibilities. And
Mhm.
we're in the fourth quarter now. And I can't tell you how many opportunities I have turned down because I realize I can't do it all. My,
Yeah.
I can't. As much as I would love
Mhm.
to, I'm already on next year with planning things and doing things.
Yes.
So at one time, I did feel bad to say I can't do it. But then what is the alternative? My family, I want to give my family 100% when I'm there. I don't want my husband to have me when I'm not well, mentally, physically, spiritually. And
Yeah.
it's very important. And like you said, because as women, we feel we have to do it all and we have to
Yeah.
give everybody our all, So I'm glad you said that. So one of the things too that I'm excited about that I want to share with everyone is that you travel the world and you have different conferences, especially here in America. Now, I know that COVID slowed you down a little bit, but what are you thinking or putting together for your next conference?
Oh yeah, even I am waiting for the COVID to pass by because I feel that more and more we have started to become hybrid models now.
Hmm.
Everyone wants a piece of it on the computer and in person. So yeah, I am very excited to see that my next conference would be either in the US or in India, one of those places. Either in the Asian continent or the American continent. But I am so looking forward to make, and in fact, just before we started recording this, Felicia, if you remember, I mentioned, I in fact don't do much public events, and I was complimenting you on how you really put things together and how you are. Having these public workshops, it's not an easy job. It's
No,
really difficult.
right.
So I think you're going to definitely be on my list for my next one.
Wow. Wow. I remember you said that. And when you said that to me, I said to my husband, I said, guess what? I might be going to India, but I
Absolutely.
said, as a guest and a speaker. So
Yes.
that's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Thank you. But I want to touch on what you just said. And people don't realize, which you wonderfully said it, putting an event together is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. People think you can just throw something up there and you promote it and then you go. But mentally, spiritually, and physically, you're all in. You're all
Yeah.
in. And to
Yes.
plan these things, sometimes you have to plan them a month ahead of time. And,
Yeah.
and to, and then you hope that the 100 people that signed up, you hope that at least half of them show up, you know?
Yeah.
Because it is a lot of work that's involved. But you
Yes.
have a whole team. How many people do
Yeah.
your team consist of, Payal?
8.
Wow.
We have three in India now, building up more here, and then we have the rest back in the US.
Ah, okay, okay. So yeah. So when I grow up, I want to be like you.
Ah, I'm sure we are going to work a lot together, Felicia. Just your vibes and the way you take things is so contagious.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you. And I received that. Thank you so much. It's so funny because you know as well as I do. I always tell people be careful what you put out into the universe. I
Yes.
remember the beginning of this year, I only had one event planned. None of my other months were planned with anything. And I don't mind saying that. But I'm
Mhm.
usually one of those, my OCD, I have to have things planned ahead so I know what's going on and everything. But just from that one event from January, my whole year filled up with events and different things. I said I wanted to do some speaking engagements. I ended up being signed on with Temple to do training for them for a year, which is awesome. And then I was like, you know what? I want to go global. And we ended up going global last year during a pandemic. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it is. It is. I agree to what you said. It's all about what you put out in the universe. That really plays a lot on you and your work that you're doing. Yes.
Yes, yes. And like I said, and I always tell people stay humble on your journey. Be
Yes. I
kind.
agree.
Yes, be kind to everyone and don't discard anyone because that person that you discard today might be that person who takes your business to a complete different level tomorrow.
Yes, I'll share something here, Felicia. There is not a single email that we don't answer.
Wow.
There is not, my team has been trained for that. There is not a single email that will not be answered, even if we have to say no. There is not a single fan message that I get about my books or when people write about my speaking or my coaching that, how it has impacted them. There is not a single time we haven't responded to a message. And I
Wow.
really hope we continue that because just exactly what you said, people reach out to us and we don't want to let anyone go without an answer.
You know what? And I love that. And I am the same way. I make it my business. I like you. I try to take time in the morning before the husband gets up, before the dog gets up, before life started, and take some time for myself, get my
Yeah,
thoughts together, what I'm going to do for the day, and different things like that, because I think it's so important. If
it is.
you, Paya, if you had to give a businesswoman one word of advice, what would that be?
I would say trust the process. When we say that when especially for women, we get pregnant, we give birth, we
Hmm.
trust that process. Okay,
Right.
we always trust that process that everything will be fine, my child will be healthy, we always give that blessing. But when
Hmm.
it comes to our work, we forget to trust the process. We forget that there is work done inside, so
Hmm.
that there's a lot that shines outside. In fact, even the scriptures will always tell you that trust the process, trust that it is being done for you. It's hidden right now, it's not seen. Just like the child is being getting birthed and is growing in the womb, and you're trusting that process. Just trust the process that's happening for you in your workplace. We forget our value, we forget what we are worth. We see something happening outside and it's not happening for us, and we feel, oh, this is not for me, things are not happening for me. No, it is. It's in the dark, it's hidden right now from you, but the Lord is there, the universe is there to bring it out for you. It's just right now it cannot come out, because if the child comes out early, we all know what happens.
Hmm.
It's the same thing with your work. If it comes out early in front of you, you may be devastated. It may not be the right time for you. It will not grow properly right now. It has taken me years to reach wherever I am. I don't know what people think about me or my work.
Mhm,
Successful, unsuccessful, I don't see those definitions. But
mhm.
I do believe that whatever has happened a lot underneath, which I could not see. And when I could, by the time everyone else saw it, is when I also may have seen it. But had I not trusted at that time, I don't know. People give you your worth. They tell you, hey, you know what? Why don't you charge this much? I'm like, no, this is not my worth. I know my worth.
That's
So you have to know yourself. A lot of women who come to us for coaching, we do coaching men and women, and there are more men than women in the boardrooms that I have met. But whenever we do coachings for women, it I have seen a couple of questions that have always come across. One is confidence, one is not recognizing their worth. So all of these things will stop your growth. You may be having the best credentials and the best skill sets, it won't really help. So trust the process, know your worth, and you will be able to move ahead.
I love it. I love it. I love it all. And know your worth is so important because I know a lot of business women, they will lower their prices. And I'm like, why
Mm.
lower your prices? Get a better clientele,
Yep.
you know?
Mhm.
Because at some point, like myself, for a whole year, my community had me for free for a whole year. So
Wow.
whatever it was in my brain, because I was building my brand, nobody
Yeah.
knew who
Yeah.
Felicia Rankin was. They didn't know who PWNC was, but they had me for a whole year. So I'm like, now, okay, you're going to have to pay me for what's in my head. And I'm not one for say, I'm going to. I'm not for one for saying I'm going to help you build your business. I'm going to teach you how to build your business. I say I'm going to show you how to build a business. You
So
know,
different. Yes. Yes.
yes,
And that's
it's
good.
different.
That's Yes, and even PWNC, the one that you have set up this initiative, it's a wonderful platform.
Yes,
I did get to do a little bit of research on it. When I was speaking with you earlier, also, it's very nice, very different.
yes, yes. Well, you know what? And it's so funny because when I was putting my podcast together, they were like, well, what do you want the name of your podcast? And I'm like, Unapologetically Me. And they were like, well, what does that consist of? And I'm like, well, we have a good time. If we talk about
Yes,
business, we talk about business. We talk about personal. I have cried on my own show. And I have had other people come and cry on the show. But it's all about having fun. And I always laugh and I tell people, I say, listen, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just having fun doing it.
yeah,
I trust God. When I left my job 4 years ago and stepped out on faith, not fear, forget everything and rise, not fear,
yes,
but with
yes,
faith. And I was like, well, God, if I'm going to either sink or swim, so this is what I need to do. I let my
yeah,
husband know we're going from two salaries down to one, and I have a vision, and this is what I want to do. And it was when I left that job 4 years ago and I pursued all the doors started opening, including more doors, and just being there for people and helping them in their business and trying to give them what I promised. And because of that, I have been blessed. This show has blessed so many people. Diane, who was the first one to say hello, she is a faithful watcher of this show. She has
wow,
blessed so many people. She has done collaborations through this show. I've gotten one of the people got a sponsorship, another person got other things, and then I got blessed with the podcast. So,
so
it must be doing something good because
I agree.
and
Yes,
I'm having
yes,
wonderful guests like you. So
wow.
it's amazing. So we're going to be wrapping up. So as we're going to be wrapping up, I want to put up your website here. And I also, anything that you would like our guests to know before we wrap up with you, please feel free to say so. I have your website up there now.
Sure, sure. And while you're on the website, you can always order the books if you need. The books are available on Amazon.com worldwide, and you can feel free to order them. And I hope it really impacts your life and really changes it for the way that you want it to go. Because each of us have our own journeys. So I really hope each of us reach where we have to reach, and these books guide you Like I said, the third one will be out soon. But until then, I really look forward to connecting with all of you on my Instagram page, LinkedIn. Felicia and I am already connected, and I hope to connect with so many of your audience, Felicia, also.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, guys, you have Payal's information down there at the bottom. Please, please connect with her. She is amazing, as you can see. For all of you who are watching the show live now, you have heard the conversation. It has been wonderful. I was just sitting here, just listening to you, like with bated breath. It was just like I was just taking it all in, like drinking water, because you just have so much information. The beautiful thing is on the podcast, it's an hour. So we'll
Oh,
get a
wow.
chance to talk about more things.
A
So,
lot of love.
you
Yes.
have been a wonderful guest. I just want to bring this up before I leave you. So, I want you to hold on and don't go anywhere. So, everyone, I just want to remind you I am doing a training this Thursday for Temple Small Business Development Center. It's going to be on Protect Yourself from Online Scams. It is a free webinar. The time will be from 1:30 to 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. This is the time now that you have scammers and hackers more than ever because they know that everyone is online. So, they are looking for your information. So this is a great webinar. If you're not doing anything, please come and join us after the airing is done. I will put in the comments Payel's information, and I will also put the information where you can go and sign up for this. So, Payel, thank you for being a wonderful guest today. It looks like you got some great comments and some great jewels, and I'm looking forward to having you back on my podcast.
Same here, Felicia. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's been a pleasure to really connect with you, and I really look forward to so much of association between us.
Absolutely. And I'm looking forward to coming to India. I can't wait for that.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay. So hold on and I'll be right back. Okay, everyone, as always, another great show today. I hope you got some great jewels. That's what it's all about. It's all about being a leader, changing someone's life. Even if you can change one person's life, then you know that your purpose here on earth has been fulfilled. So I want to thank everybody that joined us today, and even those that's going to be seeing this on replay. That we try to bring the best of the best to you to give you some jewels and give you some information for your business. But I just want to let everyone know that next Tuesday, we will not be having a show because Felicia will be on vacation and she will be out of the country. So we will be back the following Tuesday. So everybody, make sure that you stay safe. Make sure that you're kind on your journey and just do great. Be you in your business. Bye, everybody. Have a great day and weekend.